Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Space Rangers 2 Reboot. And I am on the planet of New Thebes, in the system of Atria. Yep, I think I'm right here. And they're pretty happy with me, so I can get a government mission from them, and what they wanted me to do was to try to aid in the capture of a certain lyakusha, a Peleng pirate. And to do that I need to move to some other place and start a text mission. And that's what I'm going to do, folks. The text mission. What is this guy trying to say? You do have a thing about drugs, then go to the system Mankar, Planet Gashi. I do think I have a trove of drugs or alcohol or weapons in particular I'd like to sell sometime. Oh, you can see my probes are working overtime right now. Some of them are idle. But it has all weight. So yeah, so this is the introduction that was toward the end of the episode, last episode, explaining what this mission is about. So dear Maloch, we have received information saying that there is a secret base of the famous Peleng lyakusha named Borsukan on uninhabited planet of Preston in Phkedock system. Right now we are planning an operation to find and destroy that base, but we need a sufficiently experienced fighter to accomplish this mission. If we agree, you will have to go to the planet of Preston within 73 days. We already have a camp deployed on the planet where agents will brief you on the mission will bid you. You shouldn't have any problems finding the camp. There's a radio beacon nearby. Your fee for this mission will round up to 8,300 credits. Alright, so this is text mission on the uninhabited planet, apparently, in the Phkedock system. And there is a planet called Preston, which is, yeah, apparently uninhabited. Uninhabited. I have a problem pronouncing that word. I need to go to planet of Preston within 73 days, and I think the difficulty only being that I can choose to have an easier mission than what they give you right now, but I don't think that has any bearing on the text mission itself. I'm not so sure, maybe it does, but right now what I expect they're going to say is I can go to the planet of Preston in a few more, I guess they're gonna tack on a few more days to the deadline on which I need to make to this planet. Let me just try. Yeah, 109 days, but then my fee is going to go down. And if I say anything difficult, then it's going to go, yeah, toward that default. Can I make it in 73 days? Let's check. Okay, I think I can make it. Yeah, with my blackout, if I have it. And yeah, this text mission I try and then see if I can actually be successful. I have a few things I can get rid of. With this Oblivion connector, it decreases the engine wear in boost mode by 2 times, so I think I can use the boost mode rather liberally with this. Should I leave anything on here? No, I think I just carry everything because I don't really want to spread out my storage all over the place. Leave the mark, so to speak. Alright, so let's go to Phkedock. Let's accept this. And let's go there. So wish me luck. I think I need it. Yeah, so another text mission. Text mission I found to be rather fair, surprisingly enough. There's Regulus. Let's go there and then take a bit of a stop. Thought that the text mission will really be sort of related to, or kind of taking the page out of the Choose Your Adventure books, where you can basically get railroaded into abrupt ending or death without any kind of prior knowledge of what was going to happen. No foreboding whatsoever what's going to happen. But this adventure, text adventure, does give you a bit of idea what to expect or how things are going. And so I think it's pretty fair. And by the way, I learned the hotkey for boost mode. It's F. Yeah, it says boost on, and I can travel, I can rip through the space by 1000 plus speed, so 1100 plus speed. Really nice to see, very impressive. Well, I think I limit the boost mode per system, unless I'm fighting the Dominators, which they are trying to right now at the system of Steyr. Maybe I could help, but now I'm preoccupied, so... Text adventure, while it does seem long, it only takes about a day if you arrive there and start the mission. It doesn't really take account of the time passed. It's like a space-time continuum paradox or something that goes on the planet in the missions. Or simply the planet revolves around much faster than human day. Like, I don't know, maybe their day like is around 6 hours human time. Alright, I can barely make it, so that's good. Boost it. Let's boost out of this system. Oh, I turned it off. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I think I can still make it. Yeah, 57 days, I can make it. Okay. Wow, a lot of activity going on. Business center and scientific base. Pretty cool. Phkedock has developed into a pretty major system. So where is Preston? There's Vang. Okay, Giscas and maybe all of these planets. Yeah. Alright, let's land here. Let's land here a bit faster. I can afford it. Yeah, look at him go. Yeah, almost as fast as an asteroid. No one can catch him. Look at how fast it goes. Wow. Alright. So I arrived just in time. Well, I mean with a lot of time to spare. Can I actually put a probe while doing the text mission? But I don't think I have any probe. It's probably possible. It's a desert planet with a bit of a... what do you call it? Mesa? Like Black Mesa in the Half-Life. Yeah, a lot of... it's a desert planet. Pretty cool, but there's apparently some water. I guess underground or something. But yeah, there's a planetary quest. You must eliminate the base of lyakusha Borzukan. Okay, so not eliminate the Peleng pirate itself, but eliminate its base. Kind of taking it to them after being humiliated by the hands of a few Peleng pirates in his career. Yeah, Maloch probably would like to stick it to them. I don't know whether it was Borzukan. I know Chin was one, and Azekers. But yeah, let's try to accomplish this. Alright, here we go. Oh, this was a sheriff at the... what is it called? Upsala Vega or some other planet that I did the first text mission on. And let's try to check the options here. Text animation on and off. I don't know what this means, but maybe it's gonna help us to visualize a bit better. I'm not so sure. Gray background. Maybe this is better. How about dark? Green. Maybe I should try dark. Oh, gray is better. But I don't know whether this text is actually going to come through as well, so maybe dark. Alright, so here we go. In the camp, you are met by the agent of planet U Thebes. Dear Maloch, I'm glad to meet you here at the planet of Preston. My name is Carl. Okay, this is a name that I didn't really expect from the off-worlder. As you have probably been told already, our objective here is to locate and destroy a secret Peleng base known as lyakusha Borzukan. Oh, so the base name is lyakusha Borzukan, not the pirate. The main thing is to destroy the base. At that, you will most likely encounter resistance from Borzukan himself. Wow. If that is the case, you have the full responsibility of what to do, but it would be better if you manage to take the Peleng alive. If you manage to do that, we'll pay you an extra 1,000 credits as a bonus. If you have any questions, ask now, and I'll try to tell you everything I know myself. How do I destroy the base? Okay, that is something that I'd like to ask. Yeah, just tell me what to do. Yeah, I guess the answer is not going to be forthcoming though. Of course, we're not going to send you there unarmed. We'll get a laser gun and several grenades in case you run into armed guards. In addition to that, we are going to give you a special explosive device with remote control detonator. You have to find out what is the base's weakest spot, okay, and set the explosive there. But do not forget that the capturing of lyakusha Borzukan himself is no less important. As I've already mentioned, we'd rather like that you take him alive, for which we will pay you a bonus. But if that proves impossible, you can kill him. In any event, do not let him escape. Why don't you locate the base yourselves? Of course, you could have sent our people in advance so that they located the base, but we do not have any agent who would be experienced enough to do the job, so I'm experienced apparently. We fear that an inexperienced trooper could accidentally frighten Borzukan off. If he learns that we have detected his base, he will surely relocate it somewhere else, quite possibly onto another planet altogether, and we'll have to look for him again. I hope you understand how important your mission is. By the way, we have some data about the possible locations of the lyakusha's base. I marked those on your map. Okay, how do I find it? This may surely become a difficult task since the planet is rather large, although I could still advise you on the locations where we think the base is most likely to be found. The three most possible base locations are, in our opinion, the mountains north of our camp, the forest southwest of the camp, or the underground caves, which you can reach via a grotto in the east by the coast. But in any event, keep your eyes open and ears pricked. It is quite likely that we do not know everything, so do not let this information misguide you. How do I destroy the base? Of course, we are not going to send you there. Oh, okay, so... Alright, so I asked all the questions. But I'd like to write this down, just in case I get confused. Of course, that is what I want to do sometimes. While trying to track down this pirate, I might forget the most important stuff of finding the base and blowing it up. Alright, so... Mountains north of camp. Mountains north. And forest southwest. And underground caves. That seems to be a bit of a tip here, because underground caves seems to be the most secure place to have a base, pirate base. Via grotto in the east. What is a grotto? I have no idea, but seems to be by the coast. Alright. Alright, so I guess I'm ready. I don't know why they list my money here. I'm totally healthy, that's good to know, but I don't know why do I have to think about my money. Maybe I should pay myself a pass by the guards or something, because they're pirates. Excellent, but before you start off, you must receive your munitions. You are not going to fight Borzokan empty-handed, are you? So, you will get an explosive charge to destroy the base itself, a laser gun, and several grenades. Well, I mean, Borzokan is a Peleng, so he has 4 arms. So, if I want to attack him unarmed, then yeah, I'm going to be at a disadvantage. Fortunately, our arms supply is rather limited, since the pilot who navigated the transport that was supposed to deliver the arms here turned out to be a Peleng hallucinogen addict and ended up colliding with 5 stories at once. Of course. I hope you're not hooked on anything like that, are you? The long distance to walk, so we will give you a light flyer. It is pretty small and sufficient to shield you, so the enemy is not likely to detect you unless you expose yourself. We will show you a picture of Borzokan so that you recognize him. That's it. Be careful and attentive, and good luck. Alright, here you go. The conditions here are, I guess, 5. You're totally healthy. The flyer is in perfect conditions, so I need to track out its health or its mechanical problems. My money, which is a bit disconcerting. I might lose more than I gain here in this mission, but if I end up capturing the pirate, then I don't know, maybe I get a micro module out of it as well or something. You got a laser gun with 10 charges and 2 grenades. Well, can I circle around? Maybe there's no time limit? You circle around the camp. To the north you see a high range. To the west and south of the camp there is an endless swamp. In the southwest there is a forest. When you turn east, you see the ocean and the rocky coast. So where do I go from here? You think to yourself. Sun in the south, right in the middle of the swamp, you notice a thin trace of smoke. Well, let's go to the south then. You follow the smoke and soon see a group of creatures gather around the fire. From this distance, you still cannot make out who they are or what they're doing. Then carefully, not far from the fire. Let's try that. You're carefully in the flyer, not far from the fire, behind a huge rock where no one can see it. Now you can see a group of 5 very unfriendly looking Peleng sitting by the fire and discussing something. By their side lays a human, motionless. He looks like he's been stunned with a powerful stunner charge. So I wonder if, I guess this is a human specific mission. I wonder what would have happened if I was a Peleng. Maybe I wouldn't get this mission. Listen to the Peleng conversation. Okay, so let's try to snoop into their conversation with the human and miss them. I wonder how the human got into this planet. I bet the new Thebes guys already tried once and then failed to capture or blow up the base. You prick up your ears and try to make out what the Pelengs are talking about. By the fragments of their conversation, you understand that you are in the right. The bunch gathered by the fire is Borzokan's pirate squad, hailing back from business and intending to deliver the prisoner to the base. Continue listening. You continue listening to the pirate conversation, hear one of them complain about the habit of their boss, Borzkan to spend time all by himself in a small cabin somewhere in the woods to the west. The pirate is sure that his habit was not going to do the boss any good, and you cannot but agree with him, especially considering the fact that this cretin blurted out a bunch of orientation points, knowing which finding the lyakusha's cabin was a piece of cake. Should I shoot the pirate with a laser gun and rescue the human? I mean, I know this is a very critical piece of info. Cabin in the woods, so maybe I should write it down. And I wonder if this is going to randomize if I were to start this mission again, but I don't know why should I jinx myself by talking about that possibility. Cabin in the woods. Okay, so he likes to spend some time with himself. And I need to blow up the base still, so... Alright, shoot the parrot from the laser gun. Hiding behind the rock, you produce your laser gun and take your aim carefully open fire to Pelengs. After the first accurate shot, the remaining 4 Pelengs jump to their feet, screaming in panic and try to figure out where the fire is coming from. 4 more shots and it is all over. Wow, as simple as that. Add to the count of 4 parrots killed, and experience thereof. Examine the man. Yeah, I rescued this man. You turn to the motionless man and try to bring him back to consciousness. At first, you cannot do much about it, but finally he opens his eyes and moans, "Where am I? Who are you?" Explain that you are Ranger Maloch, looking for Borzkan's base. "Thank you, Maloch, for saving me from these scoundrels," the man spoke with difficulty. I was a simple merchant. They captured me right at the spaceport. Where was it? I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the planet. They demanded a ransom, but couldn't pay the sum they asked for. So they concussed me and brought me here. Came to once. Heard them talk something about some Borzkan. Is this the guy you're looking for? I heard something about the mountains. And they also said something about the secret passage on the coast. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you anything in more detail since once they noticed I was listening, they stunned me again. Please, could you help me get some place from where I could get out of this hole? Alright, let me check what these guys have anything useful on them because they might have some extra charges. Alright, so I got the extra charge. Laser charges here was 5, but now I have 2. That's pretty good, still perfect condition. And I know about the cabin in the forest. They tell you exactly what I have heard from the Peleng guys about the secret passage to the coast, so okay. Alright, so let's read this. Searching the bodies of the killed Pelengs, you find several laser gun charges on one of them. Looks like this guy did not have the time to use it. Well, too bad for him, and you really can use some extra ammo. You also pick up the stunner, which was used to take out the poor sod you just rescued. Oh, the stunner, okay. The stunner is almost discharged, but it's still good for 1 or 2 shots. You take the rescued merchant back to the camp. He is then immediately taken to the medical station, and you have to continue on your mission. So yeah, about the mention of stunner, I have an idea where to use a stunner, yeah. How about in the forest near the cabin? Alright, so the next decision is going to be whether to fly into the forest and try to capture Borzkan himself or destroy the base. Well, my gut feeling tells me that if I attempt to destroy the base, Borzkan is going to be spooked or something and then disappear or fly away, so I need to capture this guy first in my opinion, so let's do that. So you're sitting on a live flyer and contemplate where you should go. Go southeast to the forest. You're circling over the woods. From this height, you cannot see anything suspicious. Maybe you should descend. Land and look for the lyakusha's cabin. Alright. Remembering the conversation of the pirates that you've overheard, you decide to find a cabin which they claimed lyakusha Borzkan liked to spend his time in. Since you know all the main orientation points, the task proves to be quite easy. After several minutes of cautious wandering around the forest, you step onto a meadow, in the middle of which you indeed see a wooden cabin with glass windows. Looks like even these days, and even among the pirates, there are still folks who like living with nature. Of course, why not? Alright, how about I sneak up to the cabin and carefully look in the window? Maybe I can, if I know that Borzkan is here, I can sort of lead him out and use a stunner on him. You crawl up to the window and cautiously peek inside. In the armchair right in the middle of an expensively furnished room sits lyakusha Borzkan himself. Apparently he didn't notice you. Alright, let's shoot the stunner through the window. The Great Ranger is dead, okay. You take out the stunner and shoot. Unfortunately, the glass on the window disperses the energy charge and Borzkan is only slightly concussed. He quickly jumps to his feet, grabs his laser gun and shoots you with 1 accurate shot. Okay, so... Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, thankfully they give you an option to do it again. Alright, so I think I'm ready. Climb onto the flyer, have to look around. So where do I go from here? Okay, it's a swamp. Let's go to swamp. I wonder if this is going to be a random chance that I will be successful against this Peleng group once again, but I like to think so. Carefully land not far from the fire. Yeah, because I think this mission has an immediate railroad death. It's a staple of this kind of genre where you just die, after you make a wrong choice. So I need something more stronger than the stunner to stun him, because of course the window acted as a barrier. At least I know what to do, and I made a note about it. But yeah, this is the first mission where I think I'm truly in a choose your own adventure, because you can just die outright. Alright, so listen to the conversation. Alright, continue listening. And shoot the pirate with the laser gun. Yeah. Examine the man. Explain and check whether this guy has anything useful. Continue. Alright, so let's go to the forest once again. And then look for the lyakusha's camp, and I don't think this is, this is going to be where I left off. Too bad there's no save function, but I understand. I mean, if you can save and then so-called save scum, which means that you can just reload every time you die to the latest point you reached in this mission, then it's not going to be as fun or challenging. There'll be no consequence involved in making the wrong decision. Although the decision itself can be quite erratic, and sometimes it can just outright end up, the Great Ranger being dead. So this is not going to work. Yeah, I think this is going to be the most practical choice. Yeah, sneak up to the camera, look in the window. Let's try to use something stronger. You take out your gun, aim and shoot. The unsuspecting lyakusha jerks violently and sinks down. There's a huge hole in his chest. Well, one problem less. Oh, now he's just dead. Alright, okay. I guess that could work. Lyakusha Burzukan is dead. Well, I guess that serves him right, but maybe I could have captured him alive if I burst in through the cabin. Well, okay, but I cannot really dwell on the fact what has already happened. If I die, then I try to burst in the next time I have the chance. Let's fly to the sea. We land the flyer in the coastal cliffs, nothing suspicious around here. Go down to the sea and inspect the rock more carefully. Going down to the sea, you find a grotto. Enter the grotto. You carefully step into the grotto and see a huge tunnel that leading to a cave. You go down the passage hoping to find Burzukan's base, but soon run into a wall. Look for the secret passage. Hearing the words of the rescued merchant about the secret tunnel, so you had to talk to him to be able to know where it is, you decide to take a careful look around. Soon you find a well-masked lever on the wall. When you turn the lever, part of the wall removes quietly to the side and a dark passage opens in front of you. Go through a passage. You go down the passage and stumble into a door. You pull the handle, but the door is locked. Carefully cut out the lock with the laser gun. Let's try that. You use your laser gun as a cutter and carefully cut the lock out of the door. You have to spend several charges for that, but now you can go to the base. Enter the base. Oh my goodness. Oh, go right. Okay, you open the door and cautiously step into a dimly lit room, noticing that the door was carefully masked from the inside and it was almost unnoticeable. One corridor leads to the left, the other one to the right, and there's also a door. Wow, okay, so this is the kind of decisions that lead me to instant death. I can try to see what the description here, the remaining description here is going to help me. Talking on ear, you hear somebody laughing and talking behind it. The third corridor is rather long and you see the light at the other end. Apparently that is the main exit. Alright, so there's one to the left, one to the right. There's also a door in front of you. Can I set the explosive and leave, or I think I need to find out where the weak point is in this base. So I can go back to the exit, which is the way I came in. Go right is, where is the one that is long? So what corridor is long? There's third corridor. There's also a door. Third corridor is rather long and you can see the light at the other end. I'm assuming that this is the corridor to your right. So let's go to the left. Going left, you run into a row of barred cells. Looks like these are used to keep the pirate prisoners. A guard sleeps peacefully nearby. Right, you think. Looks like even Borzikan's pirates are quite undisciplined. Suddenly the guard moves and mumbles something incoherent. You stop, but apparently he is still asleep. Still, you should keep quiet, so he remains asleep. Batter the sleeping guard with the butt of your gun. You start battering the sleeping guard with the butt of your gun, but he turns out to be tougher than that, even manages to shoot you once. So I'm slightly wounded. Searching the guard's body, you manage to find a power clip with several charges for a laser gun. Cool! You're standing by the prison cell, so that guard is lying nearby, so that's the guard I killed. I don't think this is a weak point, but let's try to explore a bit more, since I like to just see what this base is all about. You're standing at a ramification, one corridor on the left, one on the right, and the third one leading back to the exit. Oh, okay, so the long corridor leading back to the exit was not the left or right one, but another one. The way I came into the base, because I don't see the option to go to that particular... There is no option here for me to take that particular path. So maybe that's the corridor that I took, trying to enter the base. Yeah. So let's go to the right this time. You take the right corridor and soon reach a spacious hall with tables. It looks like this is a canteen. Luckily enough, it is empty. In the opposite wall of the canteen, you notice two doors. Oh boy, okay, so this is another chance that I can have. Maybe I should draw a map of the base to see if I have to repeat this. I know exactly what to do without fumbling once again, making a fool of myself. Alright, so I'm just making a very simple map. And there's two doors here leading to either that or further progress. So there's some Pelengs behind the door in the ramification. Let's enter the left door. Uh-oh. You open the door on the right and... I think I chose left. Anyways, you open the door on the right and walk into a small room with a huge power reactor in the middle. Right by the reactor at a computer sits a Peleng. Seeing you, he quickly jumps up and searches for his weapon. Try to concuss the Peleng? You jump over the Peleng. You're seriously wounded, of course, yeah. And start battering him with the butt of your gun on the head. I tried to concuss him with the stunner, not the butt of my gun. I guess, whatever works for you. But it turns out to be one tough dog, resisting violently, even shooting you a couple of times, although not very accurately. Finally, after a long wrestling, you manage to take your opponent out. Searching him, you find a almost discharged laser gun clip, and also, to your great surprise, see that you slightly overdid it when you were hitting the Peleng on the head. He is positively dead. Yeah, the Maloch is just a bit too zealous in trying to use the butt of his gun. Maybe he never really tried to, hit somebody upside the head with the gun, but yeah, you overdid it, man. Peleng has a weaker neck than humans. Look how large his head is. You're in the main reactor room of the Borzikan's base. The killing Peleng is lying at your feet. So this is a main reactor room. So I think reactor is, in sci-fi trope, quite explosive when blown up. And if I set the charges here, then I make sure that it positively is going to be destroyed. Yeah, let's try to set the explosive here. Oh, alright, mission accomplished. Alright, so that was it, I guess. But let's read this description. Good to know that I was able to just do it on second try. That's pretty positive. You set the explosive onto the reactor and head back to the flyer. Pushing the detonator button, you hear a loud explosion and see a huge mushroom of dust and ash rising from where a second ago stood the base. Looks like the base has been destroyed. Now you can go back to Carl. Yeah. For your well-deserved reward. Too bad you couldn't take Borzikan alive. Well, I mean, could have involved making myself a bit more vulnerable then, but anyways, mission was accomplished. So where is Carl? Maloch, your mission on planet Preston was successful, and now you may fly to New Thebes and get your fee. So this text mission was not as involved as the first text mission that I got, involving rescuing of... What was that guy's name? What's that guy's name? It escapes me right now. Had to rescue him from the Iroquois on some hinterland somewhere. But it was actually a a human planet were I to take the mission. But it's good to know that even this deserted planet has a text mission or two. Although the developer could have just put text mission anywhere, even on asteroid if they wanted to. But yeah, this is pretty interesting and pretty short. I quite liked it, although I mean being short means that it was not as complicated. I also had some element of instant death options that you can take. But anyways, yeah, mission well accomplished, all in a day's work, all in an episode's work too. So yeah, I think the next episode, or maybe I should just go get the reward and that's going to be the end of the episode here. Let's see how wounded I am. Yeah, the pirate that I killed doesn't really get reflected here, no matter. I'm apparently fine. Yeah, doesn't really have any scratches on his face or anything. Still that stone cold gaze. Alright, so Black Dog needs some repairing, and the Bolivian connector is getting worn down really fast. Maybe this guy gets worn instead of the engine. Alright, let's try to go back to New Thebes in one piece. I hope everything is intact. Still have, yeah, a lot of missiles left, that's good. Let's go to Regulus first and skip ahead. Oh, let's try to boost our way. Yeah, that's right, I have places to go. Don't bother me. Still need to look out for the asteroids though. Alright, Regulus is okay, strange enough, silent. It's good to know that he's enjoying some peace and quiet after continued Dominator aggression here. Alright. Finally, to get my fee. Alright, so let's receive the fee. Nice. Welcome, dear Maloch. Welcome, dear Maloch. We have already received a report on your outstanding performance on the mission to search and destroy Volskan's secret base and the pirate itself. As has been arranged, we are paying you a fee of 8,300 credits and a pretty good amount of experience points to boot, but nothing else. Alright, that's good enough. And any other quest? Alright, so I think this is another text mission, but let's read this. Well, we do have a mission for you. The son of a Maloch monarch named Prince Tardim Kaboom, appropriately named perhaps, and his family are coming to the system Ars on a friendly visit. The prince is also the commander-in-chief of his home system's space forces. Our government is very interested in establishing strong friendly relationships with the prince. We count on receiving military assistance in guarding our planet from the dominators. The government of the Skull system is organizing a grand reception to honor the Maloch prince, and we suggest that you become the escort of the prince and his family at the banquet. Tardim does not tolerate any civilians by his side, but at the same time he respects the rangers, and with your combat experience we couldn't find a better candidate. Besides, you already had some experience in dealing with the Malochs. Of course, yeah, I aided them in testing the weapons of mass destruction on humans. I don't know whether that is actually anything that this guy would feel any comfortable about. If you manage to make a good impression on the prince and invite him to visit our planet, we will pay you a reward of 11,800 credits. The banquet is scheduled in 73 days. Okay, so again 73 days. I don't know what 73 so special about. So you must arrive to the planet of Zgod on time. Well, this is another text mission. Should I do another one? Well, I mean, I'll decide in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed watching this little short adventure that I did trying to capture or kill Volskan and destroy his base. All ended up pretty good after first really explosive death. I was able to, I didn't repeat the same mistake twice. Alright, hope you enjoyed this episode and hope I can see you next time as well. So until then, please stay tuned.